Shalom and welcome to today's edition of Rabbi Ron in the House. We've been looking this week in the book of Romans at Paul and some of the struggles in which he had. Here's Paul, an apostle, a leader in the early Messianic community, and Paul he says that still, listen, I still do things I know I shouldn't be doing, and I don't always do the things I know I need to do. Here he is, he's an apostle, a leader in the Messianic community, and he's still struggling and battling in his walk with God. He then goes on and said, what a wretch I am. But then hope comes, and he remembers that God sent Yeshua, and he says, thanks be to God, Yeshua, he can rescue me. I was thinking about that, and I remembered a time when the Lord rescued me early in my early days of walking with him. During my teenage years, I became a lifeguard at the pools in Rockaway Beach. And a lot of the lifeguards used to drink beer, but a bunch of them also used to smoke pot, marijuana. And I didn't want to get into that, but they got me into it. They lured me in, and they got me smoking pot. And it got to be such a place that I had loved the smell of pot. The way the enemy did this was I had loved the smell. I would just smell that stuff, and it was like it just drew me in. It drew me in. I'd smell it. I'd say, man, where is it? I got to go get it. It was like I think about you out there fishing, and you got your fishing rod, and you cast the rod into the water, and you got a little bait on the hook, and that fish grabs hold of the bait, but then he gets trapped by the hook, and you just reel him in and bring him in. And that's what would happen. The devil just reeled me in with the smell of marijuana. And finally, at some point, I said, God, man, this is not good. It's not good for me to smoke marijuana. You don't want me doing it. But I said, God, we know the truth is I just can't stop because the smell just gets me and brings me in. And so, God, you're going to have to do something about this. I don't know whether it was a few days or a few weeks later, but I got on the bus in New York City, the city buses, and someone started smoking marijuana on the bus, a typical day on the New York City buses. And all of a sudden, that smell of marijuana, it made me sick to my stomach. Before that, that smell drew me in and lured me in like bait. But now that I prayed, what did God do? He answered the prayer. He rescued me. I couldn't rescue myself, so he rescued me, and he did something inside of me so that this smell now made me sick to my stomach. And therefore, what did that do? Instead of causing me to run in after that stuff, it caused me to go the opposite direction and get far away from it. I didn't want to be anywhere near it. I want to encourage you. The same Yeshua that rescued Paul, the same Yeshua that rescued me, he's the same Yeshua that wants to rescue you. And so if there's something in your life, you're battling like Paul, like me, and the rest of us, and you still keep doing things you know better that you shouldn't be doing, you still can't get around to do what's right, look to Yeshua. There is hope. He came to rescue you. And so I trust this word blesses you. Thanks for joining us today. This has been Rabbi Ron in the House.